And it all ultimately comes down to risk and reward, and finding those trades where we can isolate pockets of the lowest amount of risk for the highest amount of reward. Fed, I think is making some meetings today. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time, will be the release of the interest rate. Generally expected that they'll hike, 25 basis points, a quarter of a point. But to my mind, all kinds of stuff around this. Inflation, how big is it? How long is it going to stay? Is it exacerbated by Russia, Ukraine? I think China is now closing down large swaths of their cities, huge COVID outbreaks again, supply chain interruptions, on and on and on. So, again, I think all this background noise, hard not to be aware of it. But frankly, it's, the best thing is to try and stay in a bubble. It's very hard to do. I mean, I make the mistake of having this channel on while I'm doing my analysis and just reading, listening to some of the commentary. And, it's a very dangerous thing because, it's hard not to let that infuse your thinking. And I actually get very amused because I just hear some very, very smart people opine about, metrics and all these things that sound cogent, and then you see the chart behind them and the stories are completely out of sync. And so we really have to be very, very objective about what we're looking at. And it all ultimately comes down to risk and reward, and finding those trades where we can isolate pockets of the lowest amount of risk for the highest amount of reward. And that's really what it comes down to. Everything else is just background noise. And, to try and become armchair economists and try and figure out the world's, how it's all going to play out. That's not how the markets work, right? When PayPal was sitting at its all-time high, I'm sure if we looked at their balance sheets and we looked at their, customer retention and we looked at all of their metrics up here, there was nothing that was going to tell us, at $310 that now we'll be sitting at $96, except the double top price pattern. So to me, price is the news, price is information, and this is what we need to look at, price. And so right now, we've got the Q's slightly higher, we've got the Dow slightly higher. I think there was a PPI report today. Again, I don't listen to this. I know there's information there, and then I look at how the market digests the information. So we are, first off, everybody's waiting for this, market shattering news tomorrow. So I think we're going to be in a bit of a holding pattern. There's quite a few things on my radar that I'm kind of looking at here. There's Lennar. I think going to announce earnings tomorrow or tonight or something. So that looks bad. LEN. Let's see. Airbnb is drifting a little lower. Bank of America slightly higher. So slightly tightening monetary conditions should keep favoring that. I think it did hit a bottom here. So kind of interesting to see what, these financials do, although let's see. Whirlpool made a bid higher, just stopped short of my limit order. I think I had a limit over the weekend to try and sell Whirlpool at 189.5. It got to about 189, kind of stopped short there, and then it started leaking. So I do think, and this is kind of, there's like an open question as to whether this, country is going to go into a recession or not. Most people do not think so. I don't know. The markets, to me, tell me that's So this is a very staid consumer discretionary company, Whirlpool, and it looks like it's established a very big topping formation, which makes it likely to go much lower. I wanted to see if we could kind of sell into a rally. So again, I think we're going to have all kinds of crazy conditions tomorrow. So I would try and create the most favorable risk reward kind of scenarios. So tomorrow you may want to be a little bit careful about some of your trades. Now it's been pretty much projected, so it may be baked in the cake, it may be nothing, but I don't know. There's so much countervailing themes and what have you, what the Fed says, whether they, are aggressive or passive, they're, the market's going to read into either way. How much of effect is the Ukraine war, the supply shocks from that feeding into, are they backing off doing what they need to do because they don't want to exacerbate so there's going to be so many things. And again, it's no use trying to interpret that. Let the market do its job and read the market.
So you can see, 45, it's 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So popped out a profit for 118,000 there.
So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market's just going nuts.
I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.